Hello everyone! Absolute apologies for the blurriness of some of these clips. I did not realize that my camera was being stupid. Some of the clips are clearer than others, but yeah, I just could not refilm this again. So very sorry about it. And welcome back to my channel. I have not posted in a while. It's been a hot minute, okay? So we're back and we're gonna start posting a little bit more regularly. Don't mind my face as well, I just got my makeup done. Her name is My Makeup Artistry. I'm gonna add her below because she killed it. I'm not used to myself looking like this, but she absolutely killed it. Like, stop. Moving on. Today, I thought we could do a starter kit sort of situation. So I'm just gonna run you guys through basic products that you're gonna need. I'm just gonna show you guys what I started off with and like just the most important things. There are a few things that you will need further down the track if you continue customizing sneakers, but I can do an updated video later on. Today's just going to be just very basic. I know you can get starter kits on Angelus, so that is probably the most popular custom sneaker product brand, so they are amazing. I am not even sponsored by them and I just rave on all the time about how amazing they are, so please sponsor me, just saying. Anyways, moving on. I love them. So you can buy starter kits off Angelus, but I think there are a few important details that they do miss out on. To begin this video, I'm just going to show you guys the most important product that you're going to need for prepping sneakers. This is the most important part of the whole customization, because you could paint something amazing, but if your prep is crap, your whole shoe is going to be crap. It's just not going to turn out how you want. The wear and tear is going to be terrible. Prep ends up being the most important step. So I'm going to show you guys in the next video the process of prepping a sneaker. So today's just going to be all about products, but the next video will be a little bit more of like a tutorial. So I'll show you guys that in the next video. But basically, first thing I'm going to start off with is acetone. This is not just acetone though. So basically on Angelus, I'm going to pop up a photo right here of the Angelus Prep and Deglaze. So their one is a mixture of acetone and like an alcohol substance, but you can buy the bottles, but they are quite small, and for me who run through a lot of this stuff, I found that it was just cheaper and easier for me to do it this way. So I'm going to show you guys. Basically just from Bunnings, you can buy these little bottles of acetone. So I basically bought this one and also the bigger bottle to refill it, as well as isopropyl alcohol, this one here. So I mix both of these two into this little bottle right here, and I just keep topping it up. It works out cheaper for me. It works out a lot better. It does the exact same job. So the next thing that you guys will need, since we're working with chemicals, is glove. Also face mask, please. We're using chemicals, I forgot to mention, but use a face mask. So basically, one tip. These gloves are probably the best ones to use. You can use these, but what happens is once we start using acetone, it eats at the tips. So wherever acetone touches this glove, it will turn hard and it just goes really weird. So I don't like those. These ones are a lot more durable, a lot better to deal with acetone. So I definitely prefer these ones. Anyways, so with the acetone and the glove, we're gonna also need cotton pads as well as cotton buds. So you can use pretty much any sort of pad. It's just to put the acetone on and take off any excess factory finish on the sneakers, as well as the paint that's already on there. It just allows you to get to like the base of the shoe, so that once you apply the paint, it's not layering up on top of the factory finish. So it's basically like like starting from scratch. So it just helps with wear and tear, so like cracking, creasing, all of that sort of stuff. So those three are our first ones that we're gonna need. The next thing is tape. So I have these two tapes that I do use, not all the time. This one especially, it is probably the best for taping the base of the shoe if you're going to be painting all of the leather areas, just to avoid any sort of leaking onto the rubber that you need to clean off. So a lot of people do like to tape shoes just because it is easier. I find it easier not using tape only because it is time consuming. So you're gonna need to put the tape all over the shoe. I have to remember to look there, dude. So it does end up becoming time consuming, just putting the tape on. If you are careful with it, you don't really need it. You can clean up areas with acetone and your cotton bud. So that is another option. With this tape, I really love to use this one. I actually tend to make my own stencils with it. That'll sound really confusing, but I will do another video where I show you guys how to use this when it comes to stencil making. I do have a Cricut or a Cricut, whatever you want to call it, so it does cut out stencils for me, but sometimes I do end up just going back to, like, I call it old school, where I just use my iPad, this tape, and a pen. So I will show you guys how to do that. It's pretty easy, it's pretty straightforward. It does end up working out a lot easier and quicker for me. So as you can see, I tend to just take the quicker and easier route. It still works just as well. Next thing is our paint. So I'm gonna put up the colors that are the best to buy from Angelus if you're starting out. So it's just the primary colors. So we're gonna do blue, yellow, red. I'm just gonna put it up here. And you can get different sizes. So I'm just gonna use yellow as an example. This is the 29.5 milliliter bottle, and then this one is the 118 ml bottle. So that's the comparison. This one honestly will last you a decent amount of time. As well as that, we've got I've got so many paintbrushes, it's insane. These are just a bunch of ones that I use. So these are probably the most important style of brushes that you're gonna need. You are definitely, depending on the style of custom sneakers that you're gonna be doing, I would say this shape as well as size is perfect for just painting block colors. So I'll just add an example here of a block color one that I just recently did. I love using square ones just because you can get into certain areas a lot easier. This is the same sort of style, it's just a little bit smaller, so you can do that one too. I do a lot of fine line work and a lot of very intricate details, so I need this baby. It's tiny. This one is not even the smallest one I have. I think there's another one here. They're tiny, 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 tiny. So that's more if you're doing like intricate work. Like a lot of my anime work requires those brushes. Otherwise, you can use, these ones are a bit dirty, but these ones here are not too bad. This one I like to use for finishes at the end. You can use it for painting as well. It's pretty much the same thing. That's pretty much it for brushes. Next, we are going to need little containers. So I don't have any clear ones because I've used all of them, but these are the containers that I tend to use. This one is for shades where I need to make a lot more paint, and then these ones, I have smaller ones as well, just for mixing shades, just so they don't dry out, because we do also need a palette. Super duper artsy. So this is more for like temporary colors that you won't need a lot of. So once I'm doing a shoe, if I need a certain color, I'll just mix it quickly on here. But if you need one to last, you need to put it in these because they will dry really quickly, and then it's hard to match the exact same shade again. So you need containers. So the next products are going to be a little bit confusing because when it comes to customizing sneakers, obviously, so let's take an Air Force for example. I have one right here. It's a bit confusing, but basically, because the Air Force is a mixture of leather as well as material inside and then rubber down, like rubber sole, you do need different products to mix in with the paint depending on your desired area. So with just the leather area, so just the main area here, it's fine to just use the Angelus paint as it is because it is designed for leather. But if we're going to be doing, let's say this air bit down the bottom, if we want to paint this is an area that is very hard to adhere paint to, let's just say that. So we do need to mix in an adhesion promoter. So Angelus does have this one, so it's called Too Hard. Otherwise I love these ones. It's a hard acrylic extender for non-porous surfaces, and it's called GAC 200. This is amazing. So non-porous surfaces, so leather and material, leather especially because it is a porous surface, it soaks in a bit more of the paint, whereas rubber, it just sits on the outside and it's super easy to scratch off. So we do use this one. Then if we're going to be going into the material area here, I keep looking here. If we're going to be doing the material area as well, we add in this one, which is a heat set fabric painting medium. So 1 part of this to 1 part of an acrylic leather paint. So you mix half of this, and basically it just thins out the paint, so it's almost like an ink, and then you can ink pretty much any sort of material. So you can do the inner lining, you can do laces, whatever it is. We will also be needing a heat gun. This is, oh, I would not be able to do anything without this. It sounds so stupid, but basically every layer of paint that you'll be painting, set it with this. You need it for setting the finisher as well, but setting the paint in between painting is so essential. So we need that one as well. And then once we're finished with all of our painting, we also need a finisher. So Angelus does have acrylic finishes. This one's a matte one. You can also get a glossy one, and I think like a factory one. I started using this one, but I did end up changing to another one that I love a lot more. Angelus, I love you, don't hate me, but I do keep this just in case. So I use the Liquid Kicks one instead, which is this one right here. So they do have the same sort of thing. They have a matte one, they have a glossy one, they have a factory finish one. I think they've even come out with more. I bought these ages ago when they first came out, so they're a lot bigger now. I think that's all that we need. From the top of my head, that's all that we need. So we've got our acetone, we've got our gloves, we've got our cotton pads, cotton buds. We've also got our 2 different tapes, or just any tape in general. Then we have our Angelus paints. You can use a different type of paint if you do your research. I just tend to use those ones. We've also got our containers if we need to mix paint. We've got our palette to mix paint on as well. Then we have our promoters, so our 2 hard, or we've got the heat set fabric promoter. And then we've got our finisher. Oh, also brushes as well. I think that's all that we need. That's pretty much all you would need to start off. Like I said, there's a lot more products that you can bring into the mix once you've gotten a little bit more used to it. But yeah, if you wanted to start off with an Angelus starter kit, they are quite good. It's just I feel like they do miss out on a few little things, but I'll add the link to Angelus below just in case you guys wanted to check that out. The next video is super exciting. I'm going to do exactly step by step how I prep a sneaker. So there's going to be a lot more videos on this channel just about different information that you guys will need when it comes to customizing sneakers. I want to actually do a pair with you as well, so I'm going to be doing that soon. And that's pretty much it, I think, for today's video. Thank you guys so much for sticking through this with me, and I hope it helped. If you guys have any questions, just add it below in the comments, or you can email me, I'll add that below as well, or Instagram, whatever's easier for you guys. I hope it does help someone who's wanting to do this, because I feel like videos like this did help me when I first started. I did look at YouTube videos, so yeah, I hope it wasn't too confusing because there's a lot. But as long as you have that list that I put up earlier, then you should be pretty much fine. And that's it. Thank you guys once again for watching. I love you all, and stay tuned for my next video where I prep a sneaker. Thank you. Have a great day, night, wherever you're from, and I'll talk to you later on, kids. Bye. Okay, how do I explain this? This is super hard. Oh my god, the amount of times I have to switch this camera around. Okay, design. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. And I can put you in the first class.